Hello everyone, welcome to Wheels on the Bike. I'm Agnieszka and I'm currently on a solo self-supported multi-month tour across Canada. I just arrived on the shores of beautiful Atlantic Ocean. I set up camp, which right behind me, and I thought that would give you some insight into what I do, how I set up camp, the items I use, the tools that I have set up that make everything work for me. First things first, let's take a look at the tent. The tent is the Big Agnes Copper Spur. Now this is not going to be the Big Agnes Copper Spur tent review. If you're interested in that, please let me know in the comments. This is the third tent that I've had. I will let you know what two other tents I've taken on this tour that just did not work out for a number of reasons at the end of this video. Okay. So here's the tent. I have it staked out because it is super windy today, so I'm using these extra guy lines that were provided. What I like about this tent is that it is a two-person tent, and I would say that it works well for one person and gear. In fact, let's take a look at that. On this side, I typically store my gear. These are the rear panniers and my dry bag. I don't typically store my food inside the tent. I'm going to take you inside the tent and show you the type of setup that has worked for me. Now, I started my tour in May. I rode through the mountains and I needed a sleeping system and a system that was warm enough to accommodate temperatures dipping down to 0 degrees Celsius. I'm now in September and once again the temperatures are, lowering down to 10 and below Celsius, and so the system that I have has worked for me very well. I also needed to have something flexible enough so that I wasn't too hot in the summer months, and let me show you what that system looks like. Okay, so let's open this tent up and welcome to the tent. So first things first, I do have a mattress. The mattress is the Nemo Tensor Regular Wide. I know that there's now a second version of this mattress. I love this. It has been incredibly comfortable for me. I am a side sleeper, and this mattress has done wonders. Keeping me warm when it gets super, super cold is this liner, and it's a C2 Summit thermal liner that I use on its own when the weather is too hot for a sleeping bag, or I double it up with my sleeping bag when temperatures dip down to, well, anywhere really below 10 degrees Celsius. Now, the sleeping bag that I have is a Big Agnes Sidewinder SL 20 degree Fahrenheit. So it's good for -6 degrees Celsius weather. But as we know, is it really? Not really. This is why I have that liner, and the liner adds additional warmth. Having said that, I've had no issues remaining warm in 0 degrees Celsius temperatures with the sleeping bag and the liner, and it has been serving me very, very well. One thing I forgot to mention is this pillow. It's an inflatable pillow that has been working very well for me. Again, I'm a side sleeper, so I wanted a pillow that I could adjust, and because this is an inflatable pillow, I am absolutely able to do that. I will leave links to all of these items in the description below. One thing that I forgot to show you in the tent, and that's because this was charging outside, I'm taking advantage of the beautiful sunlight that I have, is this Lucy light. This Lucy light is an inflatable light that creates this beautiful glow in the tent. I've been using it throughout the tour. It is fantastic, but I do have to charge it using solar power. There are a few things I really enjoy and appreciate about this tent, and let's take a look at them now. First things first, I love this gear loft. I love that this gear loft came included with the tent, and I didn't need to purchase it separately. This allows me to put my helmet and anything else I want to get things off the ground here. What I typically do is I have all of my clothes in a cube, and I store it down below by the foot of the mattress. The next thing I appreciate about this tent is extra compartments for storing items. So because this is a two-person tent, there are 2 pockets, one on each side, and I pretty much just utilized this one. There's also a pocket right above here, and I use it often. I have never used this feature. I think you can pull a cord through it, and if you wanted to listen to something, whatnot. I've not done it, but that doesn't mean that it wouldn't come in handy. There is a vent on the outside, and condensation has not been a huge issue in this tent. Everything is color coded when setting up the tent, so it's super easy to set up. I am not an experienced camper, but I don't also find it overly difficult to set up this tent. Let me tell you about the tents that didn't work out and share why they didn't work out, and maybe that will bring some value to you as well when making a new tent purchase decision. The biggest issue I've had on this tour is problems with leaky tents. So I mentioned already that the Big Agnes Copper Spur is the 3rd tent that I've tried, and here are the other 2. The first tent that I purchased specifically for this tour was the MSR Hubba Hubba, a 2-person tent, once again with 2 doors. I loved the design, however that tent had leaking problems. I had to seam seal it, and my tent is starting to leak. Look at this. There are a few droplets that have made it through. Then it had terrible condensation problems. There is water on the ground sheet there. There is just water dripping down from the inner body of the tent. So I think the problem this time is condensation. And unfortunately for me, MSR was not really helpful in dealing with the problem. What saved the day is the return policy of MEC, or Mountain Equipment Company, the store where I purchased the MSR Hubba Hubba. I was able to return my tent to MEC and get a new one. So the second tent that I tried was the Summit Telos TR2. The design was fabulous. It was a 2-person tent, so perfect for 1 person and some gear. And unfortunately, that tent leaked on me as well. There are leaks coming through here. There's one here. There's moisture coming inside here. Unlike MSR, C2 Summit was fabulous to deal with. I contacted their warranty and repairs department, and they immediately wanted to troubleshoot the problem. The 3rd tent that I've been trying is the Big Agnes Copper Spur. Now, at this point, I've not had it in a downpour. I've had it in some light rain, and it's not leaked thus far. Now, if anything happens, if the tent does end up leaking, I will leave that information in the description below. But I hope that my tent issues have been resolved with the purchase of this tent. So I told you what works for me. I would love to hear from you. What kind of tent, what kind of sleep system, and what kind of setup you use. Perhaps you don't use a tent at all. Maybe you use a bivvy or maybe a hammock. Let me know in the comments. Let others learn from your knowledge as well. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate your time. Comment, like, share, subscribe, do all the YouTube things. Once again, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.